When discussing issues with Islamic law, some claim that there are a few similarities in the Mosaic Law. Because of the vast amounts of information required to do a comparative, comprehensive study, I'm limiting the comparison here in this series to Islamic law and Deuteronomy, though I will in some cases include other relevant biblical texts. In both cases, the Torah and Islamic law, it requires interpreting texts that are quite foreign in language, time, and place to modern Western ears. In these cases, I find it extremely important to look at both linguistic considerations and historical context, as well as praxis to the extent possible, to determine the way the text would have been understood by the original hearers and or readers as applicable. For this, I rely on scholars with expertise in these areas, and for this comparative study, I refer only to scholars recognized among their peers as competent authorities. For Islamic law, I refer to the Quran as translated by well-known and accepted Islamic scholars. I'll also refer to Sahih al-Bukhari and Sahih Muslim, and authoritative tafsir such as that by Ibn Kathir, Ibn Abbas, and Al-Jalalain. I do try to limit my Islamic sources to the first several generations of Muslims, that is, Muhammad and his companions, since he is the best interpreter of the Quran, and he and his companions constitute the best generation of Muslims according to narrations attributed to him in the Sahih. For the Torah, I'll refer to scholars at the top of their field, such as Jeffrey Tigay, publishing for the Jewish Publication Society, hereafter referred to as the JPS, Christopher Wright, longtime Deuteronomic scholar, and Professor Daniel Block, Professor Emeritus of Wheaton College, to name a few. The form of this video series will be a little bit different than the ones in the past. I'll be quoting at length from sources off of my bookshelf, and I won't take the time to type out all of these texts. I'll simply quote the source and the page number. I'll continue to display texts that can easily be copied from online sources. This will be more like a podcast than a script. I'll basically be walking you through these texts as I read them in real time. Also, due to the large amount of material being covered, these videos will most likely be a bit longer than my norm. With that introduction, I hope you enjoy the series and find it informative.